So congratulations on this latest movie of yours.
Oh, thank you very much.
A couple nights ago, it was a lot of fun.
Thank you.
And I saw that there was a Guinness world record that was broken with the cannon rolls.
This guy.
Yeah, that was something that was really, really cool. That Chris early on spoke to me about that. Like one of the first conversations we had about working on this movie is, hey, I want to do. He goes, I want you to do a cannon roll and break the Guinness Book World Record for the most rolls ever, and do it on a beach, just like the very first cannon roll that was ever done. And so then we just went from there and set off to achieve what we achieved, and it worked. Big team effort, lots of departments that helped. It's too many to list, but man, it was cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. And that was going to be my question. Was that the intention from the beginning, breaking a record like this?
Well, I think it's a strange thing because it was written in the script as breaking a world record, but I think you can't go into doing stunts like that with that intention. Like it's just we're not going for the glory. We're not trying to over dramatize what we do. And so when we went through this process, I was like, the world record that was in place at the time was 7 rolls on a movie. And that was downhill. So before doing any testing and looking at things, knowing that they used gravity on their side to go, and now we're asking our location is going to be dead flat. I'm like, I don't know if we can achieve this.
Dead flat and soft sand.
Yeah, I don't know. And so I don't know if we can achieve this. And so one thing that kind of, at least my saving grace was, like Logan said, the first cannon roll on a film was on McHugh, a John Wayne film. And so that was done by Gary McClarty. And so I was like, okay, well, if we don't break a world record, at least we can pay homage to, the first cannon roll in the stunt business, in the film industry. And so as we went through, all of our testing and all that stuff, we realized that we did have something that was, possible, and we weren't being, recluses or anything like that. It was very calculated. Engineering specs were put in, and things were, really, really thought out. And then when we achieved it, it was kind of, I like to call it lightning in a bottle, because every department, everything that could happen was a matter of inches and pressure and speed, and all these factors lined up and created lightning in a bottle to, break the world record that Logan did.
Well, congratulations.
Thank you. Yeah, and we didn't, I guess to go back and talk about what Chris just said and go back to what I was saying too, is we didn't go into this trying to get any awards. We weren't going into it going, yes, we're going to get a Guinness World Record, or we're going to get this award or whatever, or we're going to get this publicity. That was in no way what we were even thinking about. We just went into this thing trying to do the best at what we do and try to make the best possible stunt in this scenario. And you got to collaborate with special effects and every other department and all the people that are out there, locations and everybody, to make this actually work, And so our mindset the whole time was just let's make the best movie possible for Dave, and also this movie's about stunt performers, so try to do our best to shed the best light on stunt performers and just make something really cool. And then afterwards, when all this stuff started happening with awards and everything, then that was just kind of icing on the cake, where that wasn't like our goal. Our goal was to make awesome stunts.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome. Yeah, and looking back on the movie, Ben, or whoever wants to jump in, were there ever moments during production where like you had to sort of hold Ryan back, where he wanted to do too much of a stunt, and you're like, no, dude, I got this, or anything like that?
Well, I mean, it's such a stunt-heavy movie, and we're doing serious stunts. It was quite a feat that we achieved. He was so game to do lots of things. I mean, the first time I met him, I said to him, I was like, is there anything that makes you uncomfortable or you don't want to do? And he was like, well, I'm not too fond of heights. And the opening scene of the movie is dropping him 150 feet, and he did it.
He did it?
Yeah, and like,
he
was so game to get his hands dirty and do the stunts. But there was also times where he was like, I don't want to get hit by a car. That should be the stunt guy. So there's a time and a place for everything. He was great, and we try to really do the biggest, coolest, most exciting stunts, and that's a team effort. We had I mean, God, there was 5 Colt Seavers. There was 5 stunt people to make 1 Colt Seavers, 1 Fall Guy. So there was multiple doubles who came in and had their own special skills to create 1 Fall Guy, 1 Colt Seavers.
Well, that's great, yeah. And, you've worked on some, in addition to this movie, some wonderful, franchises in Hollywood. I was curious, looking at your career so far, are there certain, like, badge of honor type movies where you're like, oh, this one was particularly dangerous and I got to work on it? Or...
Well, I don't know if I can speak. I mean, I feel like I can speak for the people up here, but Fall Guy is at the top of that list. It's a movie about a stuntman. We do the biggest, coolest, craziest stunt gags you can imagine. I haven't done anything as cool and as crazy and as complex, and I've never been so scared doing stunts. We went big. We kept it safe, but we went big with everything that we did. This movie calls for it. So for me, I mean, it doesn't get any bigger than Fall Guy.
Yeah. I mean, I can't speak for everybody that's here, but I've worked on a lot of movies and a lot of TV shows and done so many different stunts and done some really cool stuff. And this movie is hands down the benchmark for anything I've ever done. It's all, this is the highest of the level right now that we were able to do, that we were even asked to go achieve. And Chris, asking Ben and I to even do these stunts for Ryan. It's like this is definitely the benchmark to everything from here forward.
Very cool.
For us, for me at least.
Yeah, I think going over a career and having highlights that kind of change the business, being on those movies that everybody wants to copy, right? So I was fortunate to work on The Matrix, and so everybody wanted the Matrix 2 and 3. So everybody wanted the Matrix thing. Every meeting you went to, we want the Matrix. And so that was awesome to be part of that. And then I was part of the Bourne series, so Bourne Supremacy, and everybody wanted the fighting style of Bourne Supremacy, and that changed the way people, made films. And I think that, being part of the Fall Guy and doing all of this stuff practically and in a safe manner, I think is another one of those benchmarks that people are going to want to try and, copy in the future. They're going, we want Fall Guy action. So pretty psyched that these are, 3 highlights in my career.
Oh, well, that's wonderful. Yeah.
And when it comes to stunts too, I think on this movie we did them right. Like we did them with the proper planning and resources, and we really went for every single thing that happened on this movie. The best approach you could take. I mean, we all walked away from everything and did massive stunts. So I couldn't imagine doing it any other way. Like I feel like we really put everything in it and left nothing on the table.
And that's a testament to this guy right here.
Yeah,
It really is.
These guys.
Well,
They made me look good.
Well, I mean, he's directing second unit and coordinating and supervising stunt coordinator. It's like everything kind of comes from the head of the snake right here, like or at least it feeds through him and Dave to us. And all what Ben and I are doing is we have our talents, but we're just being asked to do this stuff by these guys. So they ask us to do it, and we attack it and make sure that we can make this stuff happen.
Yep, very cool. Well, I can't wait for everyone to see it. So congratulations again.
Thank you very much.
All the-